and Kenny Barron's at Keystone Corner as we speak. He'll be there all weekend, and Kenny's on the line. Kenny, welcome to WPFW.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much.
Oh, it's a pleasure to have you on the airwaves here. It really is. You know, it's been quite a ride with your career, with all the great musicians going back to Dizzy Gillespie, you know, and yet this last year has put a break on some things. How have you been handling the year of COVID?
It's been a little rough, you know. Fortunately, I'm old enough to get Social Security.
Okay, how about that? Yes.
You know.
Yes. Well, speaking of old enough, a happy birthday.
Oh, thank you.
Have to get that out. With the cats our age, we may not want to see them coming so quickly, but we have to celebrate them, right?
Yes, we do. Yes, we do.
So what had you do to survive the roughness of that past year? What have you been doing?
Well, you watch a lot of television. Been cooking more.
Okay.
And I read a lot. So,
oh, yes.
You know, and trying to write, but I don't know. I guess the whole thing kind of put a damper on enthusiasm.
Sure.
You know, but I'm just glad to be, you know, thankful to be able to get back out here now.
Absolutely. No, it's just wonderful what Todd Barkin's been doing, keeping Keystone Corner, you know, almost open all the time, doing the streaming for much of the year, you know, and really hanging in there, you know. And
I give him lots of credit.
You know, it's been really a godsend. You know, so what I always conclude when I'm doing radio and doing interviews, that we're pulling new folks into the music. You know, they're people who may be unfamiliar with it. So tell that new person a little bit about Kenny Barron, how you got started, and what drove you to work with all the folks that you did encounter over the years.
Yes, sure. Well, I grew up in Philadelphia, you know, and the youngest of 5 siblings, and the thing is, my mother insisted that everyone studied the piano. So everyone did, and myself and my oldest brother, Bill, we both became professional musicians. You know, Bill was quite a bit older. He was 17 years older than me.
Was he that much older than you? I didn't realize that. Wow.
Yeah.
Wow.
So I was almost an only child.
Absolutely. No. Bill, a prominent saxophonist and educator with the music, and you know, as they say, really missed.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah, and one of the things that helped was that he had a great record collection. He had all these old 78s, you know, Dizzy, Bird, Dexter Gordon, Wardell Gray, Josh Navarro, and in Philly also was blessed with a really great jazz station, radio station, 24 hours.
Wow.
So I got to hear a lot of the music. You know, in fact, one of the DJs was, I don't know if you know Joel Doran.
Oh, sure, of course.
So
I knew Joel. Yes.
Yeah. So he was one of the DJs, and another guy named Sid Mark.
Sid was really famous. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Boy.
Who I remember every Friday would play from 4 to 7 would play nothing but Frank Sinatra.
Right.
You know, but I got to hear a lot of the music, and that was, for me, that was a great inspiration. So that kind of influenced me a lot, between my brother and hearing the music on radio. So, and then Bill got me my very first gig, playing at a Elks Hall or something like that in Philly. So that was my first opportunity to play. You know, they were all older than me, so that was another kind of experience. And then I knew then that that's kind of what I wanted to do. I wanted to play music, you know. So, and fast forward, I you know, after I graduated from high school in 1961, I moved to New York, and actually moved in next door to Bill, you know, in East Village. in a great neighborhood. So there was a lot of musicians.
It was a time for the music back then in the village.
Yeah, sure. Yeah. I mean, I could walk to the Five Spot, the Jazz Gallery, and so then I started really hearing the music live. Walk up to Birdland, and one of the first gigs I got in New York was actually playing with James Moody.
Wow.
So yeah, he had a sextet at the time, which had Dave Burns on trumpet, Tom McIntosh trombone, and drummer from Philly, Edgar Bateman, and also the bass player who wound up working with Train, Steve Davis, was the bassist. So after that, I mean, again, that was just a given then, So I worked with Moody for a while, and then Moody got me the gig with Dizzy.
Dizzy Gillespie, and he worked with him for a while too.
Yes.
So a classic quintet. And Diz, boy, that must have been quite a ride working with John Burks Gillespie.
Oh, it was.
Yeah.
So after that, for me, the die was cast, so to speak.
Boy, who were some of the other cats you worked with over the years after leaving Diz?
Well, I think Freddie Hubbard, number one. Yusuf Lateef. I did work a little bit with Lou Donaldson, just a little bit. Stanley Turrentine, and that was great. We did almost 6 weeks back to back working at Mims in Harlem. So that was big fun. I've been very, very blessed and very, very fortunate and very lucky. So,
what was the first encounter that you had with Todd Barkin at the San Francisco Keystone Corner?
I went out there with, I think it was with, first time was with Yusuf Lateef, I think.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah, so it's the circle coming around now with your trio coming into Keystone Corner this weekend.
Yeah. And again, I give him all kinds of credit for doing what he's doing and keeping the music happening here.
No, it's really important as things are coming back open right now. It's like, it's been really a drought, so to speak. But thank God for the streaming that Todd's been doing. The other folks, the guys, Spike Wilner streaming stuff out of Mesro and Smalls and things like that. So we've been able to see the artists. So it's and they have a lifeline to an audience.
Yes, that has been a lifeline.
So Todd did that, but then for the last couple of weeks now, bringing in the musicians for an audience, and that's so important.
There's nothing like that. I mean, I've done a few of those live stream things. It's kind of strange because there's no audience and everybody's on a face mask,
right?
And nobody there but the sound man and the videographer. So it's kind of weird.
But now the audience at Keystone Corner is really into the music. Baltimore has a history, and it's being maintained now.
Yeah, that's wonderful. That's great. As a matter of fact, I talked to Eddie Henderson last week, who was here with the Cookers.
Well, he was with the Cookers. Yeah, I saw him.
And he was telling me how nice it was.
Absolutely. No, it's really good that with the Cookers that see George Cables and Billy Hart and really catch up with everybody. No, so it's really a good hang also. So who's working with you this weekend?
I have my normal trio. It's Kiyoshi Kitagawa, my bass, and Jonathan Blake on drums.
Fantastic, good. So it's really exciting that you're back on the scene. And what's happening after this weekend at Keystone? Anything else lined up?
Well, in July we're going to Europe.
Okay.
It was actually the quartet. It was supposed to be Dave Howland, Kenny Barron trio, but Dave wasn't able. He's not able to go. So.
Oh, okay.
So they asked me to get a horn or a different instrumentation. So it's going to be Steve Nelson and myself and Jonathan and Peter Washington.
Okay.
On bass.
Great.
Yeah.
Great.
So
Good.
I'm looking forward to that.
Good. Well, we're really happy that you're coming into Keystone Corner. I'm going to try to make it up there this weekend. Have some family things to deal with. My granddaughter is graduating from high school this weekend.
Oh, wow.
So it's really
Wow.
coming around, you know. It's when your grandkids are doing it. So we got some family things, and it's all a juggle with how they're doing things, you know, with these graduations. Not everybody can make it there.
Important.
Boy.
That's important to
you
do.
know, but I really appreciate you calling in. We're going to play something from Concentric Circles with Kiyoshi and Jonathan. This is I picked out In the Dark. What was your all originals for the most part on this album? When you approach compositions, what goes through your mind? How do you approach it?
Composition?
Yeah.
It depends. You know, I'm not a person who can sit down and say, okay, it's 5 o'clock.
Right.
Time to write music.
Okay.
You know, so a lot of things happen just noodling at the piano. An idea will pop up and I can develop it. With that particular song, I actually wrote for a film. It starred Ernest Borgnine and Doris Roberts. But unfortunately for me, they didn't use the music, but it's okay. They paid me very well.
You got paid for it.
I paid very well.
Even if it didn't make it into the film. Fantastic. Well, that's, oh, Lord. You know, that's really fitting that you did get compensated ahead of time on this one.
Oh,
so
yeah.
That's great. So, Kenny Barron, thanks again for calling in as we go in the dark again from Concentric Circles, and we hope I can juggle my schedule, but if not, you know, you just know that your music's being played consistently here on WPFW. We just keeping it going.
Thank you very much, Rusty.
Great. Kenny Barron, thank you so much.
All right. Thanks, man. Take care.
So much.
All right. Thanks, man. Take care.
So much.